Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, it's time to do some routine maintenance for my 2025 Toyota Tacoma. This will be the first oil change. I've had this truck 1 year and I have just over 4,000 miles on it. So for all of my vehicles, I go 1 year or every 5,000 miles, depending on which comes first. In this case, 1 year came first for this truck. So this really shouldn't be all that hard of a process. Everything is going to be underneath the truck, minus topping it off with the oil, of course. So for the 4th Gen Tacoma, this takes almost 6 quarts, right at 5.9. So I have a little bit of extra oil I can use. I have the filter, and then I have a 13 millimeter on the end of this socket. Now, I do not have the factory skid plates. So if you do have the factory skid plates, you may be using a different size, of course, but you do have 4. So there's 2 in front, and then there will be 2 in the back. And with both skid plates out of the way, it does give you much better access, especially if you're doing this on flat ground. Now the oil pan takes a 14 millimeter, and so we'll just start loosening that bolt. And then I'm going to do my best to get the oil pan up high because I don't want this to spill everywhere. So if we can get this at least up a little bit higher as it's starting to come out. Well, that's just one more reason why having an epoxy floor is a great way to go. I'm going to have to look into a different type of oil pan that will make it less messy. But with the oil completely drained now, I can clean up the bottom of the pan there and reinstall this bolt. There's no crush washers or anything for it, so I'm just going to make it nice and snug. There shouldn't be any torque measurements either, so you don't want to over tighten it. We'll just get it there on nice and firm. Moving on to the oil filter now, since it's so high up here, you might just barely see my hand here. I'm going to use a trick that I use on my motorcycle when changing the oil. And I'm going to put some aluminum foil here, so that way it kind of acts as a water slide for the oil. So that way, once it hits, then it can drain down into the oil pan, probably something I should do on that back side with how high this is. And I should be able to do this by hand. It looks like I can get both hands in here to start twisting it. If not, I think I'm gonna have to grab my tool. So I have this tool that will go on the end of the filter. I actually bought this when I owned my Lotus Evora because it was a Toyota sourced engine. So really neat that this is coming in handy, and I can use this to loosen this with my open-ended wrench. So I'll have a link down in the description where you can get this product as well. I was definitely not doing that by hand. There's no way, that's on there pretty good. And if I do this right, it is not going to splash. There we go. So it's already draining right into the oil pan, just like that. So as I loosen it even more, you'll notice more oil coming out, and it's going right into the pan. So that way it's not splashing anywhere, and it's obviously not getting on the cross member there. Not that that's a huge deal. I can kind of modulate it and let it run down. So once it stops draining a good bit, like it is right now, I can continue to twist this to take it off. Now there might be some more oil still within the filter itself, so I can keep it upright until I get down here, then I can drain everything out, and that is going to be less of a mess. So out with the old filter, in with the new. I already ran some oil around the base of it, and this is going to be fairly easy to reinstall. Now usually when you put the oil filter back in, you can just tighten this as much as you can by hand, and that should be okay. I will put this tool on the end of it and just go maybe another half turn or so. You don't want to over tighten this either. So I just want to make it maybe a little bit more snug, maybe a full turn. It doesn't feel super tight right now. There we go. And that's going to be nice and snug. And then I just got to figure out how to get this off. All right, well, that'll work too. So with the oil filter and the plug installed underneath, before you button up the skid plates, you want to pour in the oil, run the engine, make sure there's no leaks, there's nothing dripping before you do all that work to put the skid plates back in place. So basically right in the center of the engine, this is where your filler is for the oil. I do have some larger pipes here for my oil catch can, which are slightly in the way, but it shouldn't be all that bad. And then from here, the owner's manual says 5.9 quarts. I'm just gonna put in 6. Yes, that's a little bit more, but it's really insignificant to try to keep 0.1 of a quart. I'm gonna use that to hold it up, and we can start to fill it up. With the oil topped off, I have the cap installed. Everything is buttoned up underneath, minus the skid plates. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, run it for 3 to 5 minutes or so. I just wanna make sure nothing is leaking underneath. So maybe something isn't tight, you never know. So you wanna make sure, run it for a little bit. Once everything is good, then we can button it up with the skid plates. And the last step in the oil change is to reset your factory light settings so that way you don't see the maintenance light pop up. On my left side, you can see 4,156 miles, so shy of 5,000 miles. But in order to reset, you're going to use the arrows on the left side of the steering wheel and get into your settings. So you need to hold on OK for a few seconds, and then you can scroll up or down, but either way, you will make it to vehicle settings. Hold on OK again, scroll up or down again, and you can get into your maintenance. Simply just click on OK, and I am going to reset the data. Now it looks like I just did that. We have reset complete. And if I click back into it, now we have 10,000 miles. So it appears from Toyota, the reset is every 10,000 miles. As you saw just beforehand up above, I believe it was around 5,900 or so. If you subtract 4,156 from 10,000, you're somewhere around that number there. So I am resetting it for 5,000 miles. And we will see maybe if it'll pop up in another 5 or it will go the actual 10,000. Now with that oil reminder for the maintenance being around 10,000 miles, my dad has owned 2 Toyota 4Runners. Both of those, he changed the oil every 10,000 miles. Both of them were well over 100,000 miles. I think the first 4Runner made it to 150,000 before he got another 4Runner, which is right around 120,000 and currently running strong with oil changes every 10,000 miles. So when you run synthetic oil, technically you can go that far based on personal experience with my dad's 4Runner. I'm going to go 1 year every 5,000 miles simply because I don't drive my vehicles that often. I do have a few, I have press vehicles as well. So I personally have a lot of seat time in vehicles, but between my vehicles, they don't get driven all that often. So 1 year every 5,000 miles is going to work for me. Every 10,000 miles would be at least 2 years, if not more. So I'm going to abide by 1 year or 5,000, but you can go 10,000 miles, especially if you are driving your vehicle very often. It just doesn't make sense to change it 2 or 3 times a year when you can wait to go in those 10,000 mile increments using full synthetic. So there it is, the oil change for the 4th Gen Toyota Tacoma. Not all that hard to do. I think I'm going to try that waterfall trick for the oil or simply just release that a little bit slower next time so that way that doesn't spill everywhere. But other than that, it's very easy to do in your garage. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.